last time we have seen what is aerobic respiration and how anaerobic respiration occurs. The three stages in aerobic respiration are glycolysis, Krebs cycle and electron transfer chain reaction, while in anaerobic respiration only two steps are there. One is glycolysis, another is fermentation. Then we have come on page number 16. Can you tell, question number 1, which type of cellular respiration performs complete oxidation of glucose? So aerobic and cellular respiration are the types of respiration in which complete oxidation of glucose occurs. Second, which cell organelle is necessary for complete oxidation of glucose? So mitochondria, we have drawn the figure also, is the cell organelle necessary for complete oxidation of glucose. Now energy from different food components. Whenever these carbohydrates are taken in excess, then they are stored in the form of glycogen in the liver and the muscles. Now we are going to see what are proteins and what are their sources and what are they made up of. So you know that the various sources of proteins are milk products we get from animal meat, chicken, eggs. We get the protein, or if we have vegetable source from pulses, we get the proteins. So these proteins are nothing but these are the macromolecules. Macro means big molecules, which are formed by bonding between many amino acids. So basic unit of protein is the amino acid. From bonding of amino acid, the proteins are formed. From 1 gram of protein we get 4 kilocalories of energy, and whenever we are having proteins which are animal in origin, then these proteins are said to be the first class proteins. Proteins, after digestion, they form amino acids, and then these amino acids are absorbed in the body. Then via blood, these amino acids are carried to the organs and the cells. Now in the organs and the cells, these again amino acids, they are converted into protein by them as per their requirement or as per their necessity for themselves or for the whole body. So they have given you a chart 2.4 proteins and different amino acids obtained. So this is also important, this can be asked in exam. So in the middle they have given amino acid. First, the amino acid in the skin, they form the structural proteins like melanin, keratin, particularly keratin is found in hair. Then in bones, these amino acid, they form the protein ossin. In cells, various proteins of cell membrane, various enzymes, these are the proteins formed in the cells. In pancreas, the proteins which are nothing but the hormones, insulin or trypsin. Then in pituitary gland, various hormones like growth hormones, many hormones are there, but growth hormone is one of the present in the pituitary gland. Then in muscles, the actin and myosin, which are the flexible protein or which are said to be contractile proteins. So in muscle, the myoglobin is useful for transportation of oxygen in muscles. Then in blood, the hemoglobin, that is the one which is essential for transportation of oxygen, and antibodies, that is immunoglobulins or the thrombin for blood clotting. So these are the various proteins formed in the various organs from the amino acids in skin, bones, cells, pancreas, pituitary gland, muscles and blood. Now whenever we are having this excess of protein, then these excess of proteins, they are not stored in the body, but they are converted into ammonia and then they are eliminated out from the body. Now if excess of protein, if essential, they are converted into glucose by the process known as gluconeogenesis, which is a useful substance. So that process is known as gluconeogenesis. Underline this word. In plants also, these plants produce necessary amino acid from the mineral DeNovo, DENOVO. Underline that name of mineral, and thereby they produce different proteins. And the abundantly found protein in nature is present as in the plant chloroplast, an enzyme Rubisco. So underline an enzyme Rubisco, DeNovo. DeNovo is the main name of the mineral. Rubisco is the name of the enzyme present in the plant chloroplast, which is abundantly present in nature. So that is regarding all about the proteins. After that we are going to see what are lipids. So lipids are the substances which are formed by specific bonding between the fatty acids and alcohol. So whenever there is a specific chemical bond between the fatty acid and alcohol, so fatty acids plus alcohol, they form the ester group that we are going to study in carbon compound lesson. So these fatty acids are nothing but the straight carbon chain compounds having COOH group at the end, and they are again of two types, saturated and unsaturated, in which palmitic acid, stearic acid, they are saturated one, while oleic acid, linoleic acid, they are unsaturated one. So that is regarding the fatty acids. So whenever there is a chemical bond formed between a fatty acid and alcohol, then the lipids are formed. Followed? Now from 1 gram of lipid we get 9 kilocalories of energy. Excess of lipids, they are stored in the adipose connective tissue. We have studied regarding adipose connective tissue. Now whenever these lipids are consumed in the body, after digestion they form the fatty acids and alcohol, and then these fatty acids, they are absorbed and then they are distributed everywhere in the body, and again from those fatty acids different cells, they produce various substances which are essential for themselves or necessary for themselves. So basically these lipids are classified into three types: simple lipids, compound lipids and derived lipids. In compound lipid, phospholipids or glycolipids, they are included, while in derived lipids the steroids, they are included, like cholesterol, bile salt, testosterone, estrogen, they are included in that. So that is regarding the lipids classification. So in our body, how these lipids are useful or useful substances are produced? If we have phospholipids, they are useful for producing the plasma membrane, which are produced by these fatty acids. Then they are also essential for producing progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, aldosterone, etc., which are nothing but all are hormones. You are knowing that. And another thing, that is the covering around the axon of the neuron cell, that is also formed by these fatty acids. Followed? So that is regarding the fatty acids, which are the digested product formed from lipids, and from these fatty acids we can have the necessary things which can be built up in our body. Now we are coming on page number 17. Think. Many times you cannot eat hot food due to inflammation, ulceration in mouth. So first, ulceration or inflammation in mouth means formation of wounds. Small injuries like or wound formation in the mouth is nothing but ulceration in mouth. So that is due to the lack of vitamins. If enough vitamins are not taken in our body, then these things happens and we feel uncomfortable, and particularly the vitamin B complex group or B12 deficiency results in this ulceration in mouth, which is inflammation or ulceration in mouth. Second question they have given, some person experience difficulty in night vision since their childhood or adolescence. So first thing that you know that vitamin A is very essential for vision. So night vision, difficulty in night vision is known as night blindness, which is due to the deficiency of vitamin A. Followed? So these are very simple questions. Then we are going to see what are vitamins. So vitamins are the group of heterogeneous compounds of which each is essential for proper operation of various processes in the body. So how we are going to define vitamins? Vitamins are the group of heterogeneous compounds of which each is essential for proper operation of various processes in the body. So you know that vitamins are of 6 types: A, B, C, D, E and K. Out of them, A, D, E and K, they are fat soluble, while B and C are water soluble. So B and C vitamins are said to be very unstable as they get easily dissolved in water. The foodstuff containing B and C, if we wash it with water, they get lost. Or even such a substances exposed to air, then also vitamin B and C get lost. So these are the, and A, D, E, K are the fat soluble vitamin, they are stable one. So the vitamin like riboflavin, that is vitamin B2, and another vitamin that is nicotinamide, that is vitamin B5. So what is another name for riboflavin? B2. So B complex vitamin is a B complex group vitamin. It is not a single. B1, B2, B3, B5, riboflavin, cyanocobalamin. So these are all B complex group vitamins. In them, riboflavin is vitamin B2 and nicotinamide is vitamin B5. So they are essential for production of FADH2 and NADH2, which are the formed product in the Krebs cycle and glycolysis. Just now we have seen in the last lecture that FADH2 and NADH2, which are essential for formation of energy in the form of ATP. From one NADH2 we get 3 ATP, from one FADH2 we get 2 ATP. So these are very important one. So these are, that is flavin adenine dinucleotide and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. They are produced in the process like glycolysis and Krebs cycle, and for their production the vitamins essential are vitamin B2 riboflavin and vitamin B5, that is nicotinamide. So that is regarding the vitamins. Then use your brain power. Many times we experience dryness in the mouth. So you know that in our body there is 65 to 70% of water, and this proportion is always maintained constant. So if we have perspiration, that is sweating, or if we have unavailability of water for a long time, then that is shown by our body as the dryness in the mouth, and thus which also shows that there is an urge for drinking water. So we drink water and thus we maintain the water level in our body. Oral rehydration solution frequently given to the person experiencing loose motion. So whenever the person has a loose motion, then what thing happens? The fluids in the body as well as the salts, electrolytes, they are lost, which results in dehydration, and thus ORS solution, it contains sugar, salt, water, all essential things, and therefore it is given to the person, because immediately if in rural areas these doctors are not available, then as a primary thing we can do this, so that this is a type of a saline giving salt, sugar, water solution. Then third one, we sweat during summer and heavy exercise. So you know that human being, they are the warm-blooded animals. What do you mean by that? We need to maintain our body temperature irrespective of the surrounding changes or surrounding conditions. That is one thing. So during summer as well as during heavy exercise, lot of heat is generated. in both these conditions, and thus it results in sweating. What happens in sweating? Sweating leads to the loss of excess of heat from the body, and thus our body temperature become normal. So loss of heat from the body is in terms of sweat, and thus the body temperature becomes normal. So that is the reason why we sweat. Now water is also essential, important nutrient in our food, like lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and blood plasma also contain 90% of water, and functioning of cell, thereby whole body, will get disturbed if the water level of the body decreases. Thus water is also essential. Along with that, our body requires the fibers as essential nutrients. Though our body is not able to digest these fibers are essential for digestion of other substances. That is one thing. And another thing, that is egestion of undigested substances. That is emptying the bowel. It acts as a roughage. So that is why it is essential to eat the fruits, vegetables, cereals, leafy vegetables particularly. So from them we get the fibers which are very essential. Then cell division and essential life process. In that they have started with can you tell. So first thing that they have asked, what happened to the cells of injured tissues. So first thing, what happened if the tissue gets injured, the cells will not be able to do their normal functioning or regular functioning. That is the first thing happen. Second thing, that is the blood capillaries present at the site, they get ruptured and the cells get damaged. So these are the 2-3 things happening whenever the cells of the injured tissues we consider. Then whether new cells are formed during healing of wounds. So definitely yes, whenever the healing of wound process occurs, then at that site the cell division, mitotic cell division takes place. From 1 cell, 2 cells are formed, from 2, 4 are formed. Like that the number of cells goes on increasing, which results in the healing of wound. Followed? So it is, answer is definitely yes. Do the plants get injured when do we pluck the flowers? How are those wounds healed? So here in case of plants, first it was thought that as the plants, they don't have the nervous system, so they don't have any sensation. But now it was proved that they have sensation, and whenever we have plucking of flowers, definitely the plants get injured, and again the wounds are healed by formation of new cells at that site by cell division. Next question, how does the growth of any living organism occurs? Does the number of cells in their body increase? If yes, how? So the growth of cell occurs due to the process known as cell division. Due to cell division, the number of cells increases definitely, and the division is mitotic division. We are going to study the mitosis and meiosis in the next lecture. How the new individual of a species is formed from existing one of the same species. So again the answer is reproduction is the process by which the new individual of a species is formed from the existing one. So in reproduction also the cell division occurs, that is mitotic as well as meiotic. 2 types of cell divisions are there. Whenever the reproduction is asexual, then mitotic cell division occurs. In meiotic cell division occurs in sexual reproduction, and due to the chromosomes, genes, DNA, the new individuals of the species are formed. New individuals of a species are formed. Now what they have given, cell division is one of the very important properties of the cells and living organisms, and due to this property only the new organism is formed from existing one. So multicellular organism grows up and emaciated body can be. Emaciated means where there is a wear and tear of the body, there it can be restored. Follow? Now collect information they have given on the right hand side as a yellow paragraph, that we are going to give the answers for that. So first thing, they have asked the symptoms of diseases like night blindness, rickets, then beriberi, neuritis, pellagra, anemia and scurvy. So first, night blindness, just now we have seen, that is there is a inability to see in dark, that is nothing but the night blindness, that is a most important symptom of night blindness. Then there may be sometimes blindness also. Then in rickets, the rickets occurs due to deficiency of vitamin D, and the symptoms are weak and soft bones or stunted growth, or in severe cases there are skeletal deformities. Then beriberi is the disease occurs due to vitamin B deficiency. So it results in mental confusion, vomiting, involuntary eye movements, paralysis, decreased muscle function. So many symptoms are there. Then neuritis. So neuritis is nothing but inflammation of nerves. So there is a numbness, no sensation in the hands and feet. Then lack of coordination and falling, and extreme sensitivity to touch. Then pellagra, it results in scaly skin, sores, diarrhea, nausea, then inflamed mucous membrane. These are the symptoms of pellagra. Anemia, you know that when there is a deficiency of iron deficiency, RBCs count get less in the blood testing, so it results in anemia. So in anemia, the pale appearance, tired feeling, continuous tired feeling, headache, then palpitation, dizziness, leg cramps, insomnia. So many symptoms are there for in anemia. Then in scurvy, which is due to vitamin C deficiency, there is a bleeding in gums, then ulceration of gums, then loss of teeth. Anemia also result due to scurvy. Then exhaustion, pain in limbs, or pain especially in legs. So these are many symptoms observed in scurvy. So these are the various diseases they have given due to the vitamin deficiency, particular vitamin deficiency. Now what do you mean by coenzyme? So coenzymes are the non-protein compounds which are essential for the functioning of enzyme. So enzymes are bound to be the catalyst, and coenzymes, they can't work independently, but they can work only with the enzymes. And some coenzymes, they are derived from the vitamins, or they are also vitamins. The important example of them is, which are vitamin derived enzymes, are nicotinamide, that is NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or coenzyme A. Then find the full forms of FAD. So FAD we have seen, flavin adenine dinucleotide. FMN, that is flavin mononucleotide. NAD, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. And NADP, nicotinamide dinucleotide phosphate. So these are the full names. How much quantity of each vitamin is required for every day? So vitamin A 700 to 900 micrograms, vitamin B 100 milligram per day for adults, vitamin C 75 milligram, then vitamin D 5 microgram, vitamin E 10 milligram, and vitamin K 80 microgram. So these are the numbers which you can find in your reference book. So these are the answers for the question given in the write yellow paragraph. After that, on page number 17 at the bottom paragraph, they have given there are two types of cell division. One is mitosis, another is meiosis. Mitosis occur in the somatic cell and the stem cells, whereas meiosis occur only in the germ cells or the reproductive cells. And before study of cell division, we should know the structural organization of cell that we have studied earlier. So in that, first on page number 18, they have given before any type of cell division, the cell doubles up its chromosome number present in its nucleus. That is, if chromosome number is 2n, it doubles up to 4n. But this does not happen under the normal condition. Remember that under normal condition this never happens, though it is given in your textbook. Then can you recall what is the shape of chromosome? Give its names in the figure. So they have shown you the figure of chromosome which you have studied in 9th standard. Same figure was there. So on the right hand side, in the first rectangle you write P arm, in the middle you write centromere, then at the bottom on the right hand side write Q arm, and then thread like structure they have shown is DNA. Followed? So that is how you are going to make the naming for that. And you know that the shape of this chromosome is like a rod like shape, and we have seen also its type: metacentric, V shape, submetacentric, L shape, acrocentric, J shape, and telocentric, I shape. Followed? So that is regarding the chromosomes they have given. A pair of each type of chromosome is present in two. So whenever whenever a pair of chromosome is present, it is known as 2n, diploid condition. While whenever single chromosome is present, it is said to be n condition, or it is known as haploid also. Followed? So after that we are going to see mitosis, which is a type of cell division. Basically it has two stages. One is the nuclear division, another is cytoplasmic division. Nuclear division is known as karyokinesis. Cytoplasmic division is known as cytokinesis. But in nuclear division there are 4 phases or 4 stages: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, that we are going to study next time with the figures.